My name is Brad Montgomery. Welcome to the podcast called Successful, Interesting, and Awesome, where I interview people who are either successful, interesting, or awesome. But who am I kidding? Come on, these guests are all three. So thanks for being here. Enjoy the show. What's up, everybody? It's Brad. Welcome to the podcast today. Surprise! No interview. But there's something I want to talk about, and it's about how you present yourself to others in a way that just kind of seems obvious to me, but it's clearly not obvious to everybody. It's something I'm good at, and I think you might dig this idea. It started with my mother-in-law. My mother-in-law is 83 and just is going through this massive change in that she moved into assisted living with her husband, and it is really hard on her. It's like emotionally hard, and she feels pooped. And when I was talking to Alice yesterday, I said, Alice, it seems like you've given up. I notice you're not trying to make any friends. I know you're tired, and I know you're depressed, and I know this change is hard, but also I've seen some people try to talk to you, and you literally give them a cold shoulder. And this is a woman in her younger days who was super, super social. And I mentioned that. And in this moment of vulnerability, she said, well, Brad, how do I make friends? I know, 83 years old, and she's dealing with the same issue we all are, which is, I wish I was more popular, or I wish I fit in, or, am I in the right place at the right time, and will people like me? Am I good enough? Hold on to this thought. So I'm on the road. This is not where I live. I'm in Hilton. But in the airport on the way here, I saw two people in funny t-shirts. One shirt said, I literally do not care. And I thought that was kind of funny. And there's another guy that wore a t-shirt that says, do I look like I fly economy? And I thought that was kind of funny too. But also, those are not the kind of shirts that portray you as somebody that I want to be friends with, right? Those are like wearing a big frown on your shirt saying, I'm kind of pissed off about life, and I'm annoyed, and I probably don't like you. So, to my taste, even though I kind of chuckled at them, those are horrible t-shirts. Why would anyone wear that? Life is easier and more satisfying and more meaningful if you're able to genuinely connect with people. And wearing clothing that creates a disconnect between you and anyone you're trying to meet, what a bad idea. I have a magician friend who for years would go to conferences for magicians and wear a t-shirt that said, life's too short for bad magic. And, the implication was he's a really good magician and the rest of us are bad magicians. It wasn't a thing that made us bond together. It was more like, uh-oh, I wonder if you think I'm part of the problem. What's this got to do with my mother-in-law? You thought I forgot, didn't you? What I told my mother-in-law is what I've told my kids, which is, Alice, the easiest low-hanging fruit that will help you make a difference is to smile and to make eye contact and nod your head and lift your eyebrows, not in a weird way, but kind of like, I'm willing to meet you, I'm interested in you. And this is a way that we humans signal with body language that we're likable and we're approachable and we're friendly and we're not a threat. And maybe just smiling at the other people in this assisted living place would lower the barrier enough to start a conversation, and maybe a conversation would start a friendship. I think what my mother-in-law, by walking into the dining hall with a frown and not making eye contact and just looking angry, is the same as wearing a t-shirt that says basically, I'm grumpy and annoyed at life and probably mad at you. So where does this leave us? Don't do that. Here's the problem. It sounds so easy, but here's the problem with all of us. All of us are insecure. All of us wonder if we are good enough and do we belong. And for most of us, when we're insecure and not feeling at our most confident best, our body language changes, and often people mistake our insecurity coming through our body language as something different from what it is. You know that phrase, RBF, resting bitch face? I didn't make this up. The concept is when you're just standing there, some people look grumpy. Well, I would suggest that for many of us, when we are insecure or tense or lonely or sad, we look grumpy, we look unhappy, we look unapproachable. And isn't that a sad irony? So here's my mother-in-law, who would genuinely, I think, love to be connected to other people in her new assisted living home. But her resting bitch face, which is really driven by fatigue and stress and like just being overwhelmed with change and definitely with insecurity, her face is beaming, I don't want to know you. I don't care about you. I'm probably grumpy and we're not going to be friends. Isn't that like the saddest irony? And of course I didn't go up in the airport today and interview those people with the funny but off-putting t-shirts. Hey, what are you trying to communicate here? Like, do you really have too many friends in your life? Or like, what is your deal? Why are you wearing a shirt that distances you from everybody? I didn't say that, but I suspect they're just like you and just like me. They probably would like to have more friends. They'd like to feel better connected. They would like people around them to feel like, oh, we like each other. That ability to project warmth on purpose is probably something they would like, even though they would never articulate it that way, would they? So let's turn this into an action step and wrap up this brief podcast. If you are like 99.9% of the humans on the planet and you would like to be liked and you would like to feel as though you belong and you would like to have better relationships that are closer and more meaningful, if you want to fit in, it is a collection of skills that help you do that. But easily the lowest skill is to communicate to people, I'm likable, I'm approachable, I'm warm, I probably like you. And there's two easy ways to do this. One, remove anything you're wearing that says, I'm grumpy and mean. If you got a funny t-shirt that says you're grumpy and mean, don't wear that. But also check out your face. When you're insecure and nervous and tense, does your face act like a t-shirt that says, I'm angry at the world and grumpy and I'm not approachable and please, you don't want to talk to me because I'm unhappy? So we remove the negatives. And then for extra credit, you got to do what I'm directing Alice, my mother-in-law, to do. You got to put some positive on. Put that smile on your face. Just smile. Look people in the eyes. When appropriate, don't be a weirdo, but when appropriate, raise your eyebrows, which just means you're open to stuff. And see if that just doesn't work. All you need to do is get somebody you want to be friends with to say, hey, what's up? And then you can start. Hey, how are you? What's up? In my mother-in-law's case, hey, how are you? It could easily lead to, can I sit with you at lunch today? I would like to meet you. Boom! All right. Hey, thanks for being part of this podcast journey. I got to tell you, this podcast has been more fun than I ever expected. It was I started in the pandemic because I had time. And I got to say some like surprisingly wonderful things have happened from the podcast. I didn't expect anything. I didn't expect any return on investment. But lots of nice things have happened, and that's because of you. So thank you. It's kind of a secret right now, so the number of people listening to this is not viral. But thank you for your emails. Thank you for sharing it with your friends. It means a lot to me, and I'm really flattered that anybody cares. All right, it's Brad Montgomery. Visit us at bradmontgomery.com. Take off those ugly, mean t-shirts. Take off the resting bitch face. And for crying out loud, could you just strategically try to smile more? I know. It's so easy. And it works, and it's backed in science, and bam, let's do it. Thanks, everybody. Have a great day.